The phone buzzed on the nightstand like a venomous insect, its screen lighting up the dim bedroom with a cold, accusing glow. I reached for it instinctively, my wife's phone, left charging while she showered, the steam from the bathroom curling under the door like whispered secrets. The message preview sliced through me like a jagged blade. "I've had my fun, now I'm ready to be a wife again." It was from Mark Work, but the words dripped with intimacy that no colleague should share. My thumb hovered, then pressed, unlocking the screen with a passcode she'd never bothered to change. Our wedding date. What unfolded in that thread wasn't just betrayal. It was a meticulously documented annihilation of our life together. Photos of tangled sheets in hotel rooms, explicit promises of nights stolen from me, and her final text. "Miss you already. Can't wait to end this charade with him." Me. The air in the room thickened, my chest tightening as if invisible hands were crushing my ribs. Fury boiled up, hot and blinding, but beneath it, a deeper wound gaped. Humiliation, raw and festering, like I'd been stripped naked in a crowded street. I sat on the edge of the bed, the mattress sagging under my weight, the faint scent of her lavender shampoo mocking me from the pillows. How long? The messages dated back 8 months. 8 months of her coming home late from overtime. Her smiles too bright, her touches mechanical. I chalked it up to stress at the law firm, bought her flowers to rekindle what I thought was fading naturally after 7 years. Denial hit me first, a numb fog wrapping around my brain. This couldn't be real. Not Emily, my Emily, the woman who'd vowed forever in that sun-drenched vineyard ceremony. Her eyes sparkling with what I'd believed was love. But as I scrolled, the evidence mounted like a prosecutor's case. "He's so clueless, it's almost sad," she'd written. "But you're worth it. Worth it." The word echoed in my skull, twisting into resentment. I wanted to smash the phone, scream until my throat bled. But instead I forwarded the entire thread to my email, deleted the evidence of my intrusion and placed it back. The shower shut off and I heard her humming, a carefree tune that now sounded like a taunt. When she emerged, wrapped in a towel, droplets tracing paths down her skin, I forced a smile. "Good shower." My voice was steady, but inside a storm raged. Heartbreak clawed at me, memories flashing. Our first date at that hole-in-the-wall Italian place, laughing over spilled wine. The way she'd clung to me during her father's funeral, whispering I was her rock. Now that rock crumbled. She pecked my cheek, oblivious, and said, "Yeah, needed it after today. Clients are killing me." The lie slipped so easily from her lips, and I nodded, playing the part of the devoted husband while obsession took root. That night, as she slept beside me, her breathing even and untroubled, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling cracks that mirrored my fractured soul. Fantasies swirled, confronting her, exposing her to our friends, our families. But no, that was too quick, too merciful. Revenge whispered in the dark, a cold resolve forming like ice over a wound. I wouldn't explode, I'd plan. Doubt crept in. What if I was wrong? But the texts were irrefutable. Moral conflict gnawed. Was I becoming the monster by scheming? Yet the humiliation fueled me, turning grief into a sharpened blade. The next morning, over coffee in our sunlit kitchen, the one we'd renovated together, arguing over tile colors, I watched her sip from her mug, her wedding ring glinting mockingly. "You seem distant," she said, tilting her head with feigned concern. "Everything okay at work?" "Work. My job as a software engineer, steady but unremarkable, the one that paid for this house, her designer bags." "Just tired," I replied, my words laced with suppressed rage. Inside I seethed. How dare she act caring? But I kept it buried, letting the tension simmer. That day, at my desk, surrounded by the hum of servers and clicking keyboards, I began digging. A quick search on her Mark Work revealed Mark Harrington, a senior partner at her firm, married with kids. His LinkedIn profile a facade of professionalism. Photos from firm events showed them too close, her hand on his arm. Resentment deepened. He'd poached my life and she'd let him. I fantasized about hacking his accounts, but fear held me back. I wasn't a criminal, not yet. Instead, I started small, tracking her phone via a shared app we'd installed for safety. That evening, she texted she was running late, but the app placed her at a downtown hotel. I drove there, parked across the street, the engine ticking cool in the twilight. Through the lobby windows I saw them, her laugh tilting her head back, his hand on her lower back. Heartbreak surged anew, a physical ache, but I snapped photos from the shadows, evidence for my arsenal. Days blurred into a haze of quiet calculation. I feigned normalcy at home, cooking her favorite meals, pasta primavera with fresh basil from our garden, while inwardly plotting. "This is delicious, babe," she'd say, her eyes meeting mine with what I now recognized as pity. Dialogue revealed her manipulation. "I love how supportive you are," she'd murmur during a rare intimate moment, her words hollow. I responded with, "Always for you," choking back bile. Guilt flickered in me. Was this deception making me like her? But obsession overrode it. I confided subtly in a friend, Tom, over beers at our local pub, the dim lights casting long shadows. "Things feel off with Emily," I said vaguely. He nodded, clueless. "Marriages have ups and downs." His words stung, reminding me of isolation. Alone, I pored over finances. We'd merged accounts, but I noticed withdrawals. Spa days, lingerie I never saw. Resentment built. She'd used our money for her affair. I opened a secret account, siphoning small amounts, building a war chest. Fear whispered, what if she caught on? But the plan coalesced, exposure, but timed for maximum devastation. Subtle hints of vengeance emerged in my actions. I accidentally left my laptop open to divorce lawyer sites, watching her reaction, a flicker of unease in her eyes. Research for a friend. I lied smoothly. Tension rose like a gathering storm. She'd touch me less, her excuses piling up. One night, as rain lashed the windows, she confessed partial truth. "I've been stressed, maybe we need counseling." Her voice trembled, but I saw through it. Guilt, not remorse. "Whatever you need," I said, my resolve hardening. Inside, doubt warred. Could I forgive? No, the texts replayed, fueling obsession. I hired a private investigator discreetly. His report arriving via encrypted email. Hotel receipts, more photos. The betrayal's depth hit like a gut punch. She'd discussed leaving me. Heartbreak morphed into cold fury. Moral conflict peaked. Revenge would destroy her career, her reputation. Was I justified? The quiet nights amplified my thoughts. The house's creaks like accusations. As weeks passed, the slow burn intensified. I planted seeds. Anonymous tips to her firm's HR about inappropriate conduct, vague enough to spark investigation without fingerprints. At a dinner party with friends, the atmosphere thick with wine and laughter, I let slip. "Emily's been working so hard with that partner, Mark." Her face paled, a crack in her facade. "It's just work," she snapped, her tone sharp. Suppressed rage simmered in me as guests exchanged glances. That night in bed she turned away, the space between us a chasm. My mind raced with plans. Public exposure at the firm's gala next month? Or something more personal? Foreshadowing loomed, a text from Mark I intercepted. "We need to be careful." "Yes, you do," I thought, a dark smile forming in the dark. The turning point came on a crisp autumn evening. She was out with girlfriends, but the tracker showed Mark's apartment. I followed, the city's neon lights blurring through my windshield, heart pounding. Parked outside, I watched her silhouette in the window. His arms around her. Humiliation crested, but instead of storming in, I waited, photographing. Back home I printed them, tucking them away. Guilt gnawed. This path darkened my soul. But resolve won, she'd pay. The first part of my revenge. A forged email from a concerned colleague to Mark's wife, with select photos. Sent anonymously via burner account. As I hit send, a thrill mixed with dread. The die was cast. The fallout began subtly, like the first tremors before an earthquake. Mark's wife called Emily at work. I knew because I monitored her calls through a cloned app I'd installed weeks ago. The conversation, overheard via a hidden recorder in her purse, was a masterpiece of restrained fury. "Stay away from my husband, you homewrecker." Emily's voice cracked. "It's not what you think," but the denial rang false even to her. When she came home that night, her face was ashen, makeup smudged from tears she tried to hide. "Rough day?" I asked innocently, stirring sauce on the stove, the aroma of garlic and tomatoes clashing with the tension. She collapsed into a chair, burying her face in her hands. "Someone's spreading lies about me at work." The word ignited my resentment anew, but I played sympathetic, pouring her wine. "What kind of lies?" My tone was gentle, but inside obsession pulsed. This was just the beginning. She confessed fragments. "An affair rumor with Mark." "It's ridiculous." Her eyes avoided mine, and I nodded, feigning shock. "Who would do that?" I murmured, handing her the glass. As she sipped, guilt flickered in her expression, but she doubled down. "Probably a jealous in turn." The manipulation was blatant now, and it fueled my cold resolve. That night, as she tossed in sleep, murmuring apologies to dreams, I slipped out to my home office, the glow of my computer screen casting eerie shadows. The investigator's latest report detailed more. Emily had been siphoning funds from a client trust, small amounts to finance her trysts. Heartbreak twisted into vindication. She wasn't just unfaithful, she was criminal. Moral conflict surged. Exposing this could ruin her license, her life. But hadn't she ruined mine? Fantasies of justice evolved. Not just divorce, but total dismantling. Suspense built as the firm's investigation ramped up. Anonymous tips, mine, led to audits. Emily grew paranoid, jumping at notifications, her once confident stride faltering. Dialogue heightened the tension. Over breakfast she snapped, "Why are you so calm? Don't you care?" I met her gaze steadily. "I care more than you know." The words hung heavy, a subtle threat she dismissed with a huff. Inside, doubt gnawed. Was this revenge or self-destruction? But humiliation's scar drove me. I befriended Mark's wife via a fake social media profile, feeding her more evidence. Texts, photos. Her rage became my weapon. She filed for divorce, citing Emily in papers. When Emily learned, she confronted me tearfully in our living room, rain pattering against the windows like accusatory fingers. "Mark's wife is destroying everything. Help me." Her plea was desperate, but I saw the calculation, using me as a shield. "What can I do?" I asked, my voice laced with hidden sarcasm. She clung to me, whispering, "Just be here." Suppressed rage boiled. I held her, plotting her fall. The gala approached, a glittering affair at a downtown ballroom, crystal chandeliers twinkling like false stars. Emily insisted we attend. To show unity. I agreed, my plan crystallizing. In the days leading, tension coiled tight. Quiet moments of calculation interspersed with her breakdowns. One evening as we watched TV, her hand on my knee, she murmured, "I love you, you know." The words stung like salt in wounds. "Do you?" I replied softly, and she froze, sensing the shift. Foreshadowing deepened. I found a hotel receipt in her coat, feigning discovery. "What's this?" My voice trembled with manufactured hurt. She stammered, "A mistake." But the seed was planted. Denial crumbled. At the gala, the air hummed with chatter and clinking glasses, silk gowns rustling like whispers. Emily clung to my arm, her smile brittle. Mark was there, avoiding her gaze, his wife shooting daggers. I excused myself, slipping into a side room where I'd arranged a projector hack. Simple code I'd written, looping the affair's evidence on the main screen during toasts. As the lights dimmed for speeches, my heart thundered. The first slide flashed. Texts, photos, her words. "I've had my fun." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Emily's face drained of color, her hand gripping my arm like a vice. "What? How?" she whispered, horror dawning. I leaned in, my breath hot against her ear. "You should have been more careful." Shock widened her eyes. Betrayal mirrored back. Chaos erupted. Partners murmured, clients backed away. Emily fled to the bathroom, sobs echoing. I followed slowly, the marble floors cold under my shoes. Inside she confronted me, mascara streaking. "You did this? Why?" Her voice broke, layered with guilt and rage. "Because you destroyed us," I said, my words raw. "You texted him you were ready to be a wife again, after cheating." She slumped, confessing everything. The affair started as excitement, grew into escape. "I was going to end it," she pleaded. But resentment overrode pity. Moral grayness hit. My revenge felt justified yet hollow. The twist came as police arrived. Not for her but me. Turns out she'd suspected my snooping, planted the trust fund evidence to frame me if exposed. "I knew you'd snap," she whispered as cuffs clicked. Heartbreak's final layer. Her betrayal was calculated, mine reactive. In the squad car, cold resolve shattered into regret. Poetic justice. She'd walk free, her career tarnished but intact, while I faced charges. The ultimate revenge was hers, turning my fury against me. As lights flashed, I realized. In pursuing vengeance, I'd lost myself. The rain-slicked streets blurred, a cinematic end to our fractured tale.